There's a couple reasons why. First is, this is one of the premier independent league teams. Wally as the manager, everyone loves Wally, and he's been here for a while. They put good teams on the fields, and it's good competition. So it's a really good spot to get ready, or to use to get ready. And then the other reason is Team Israel, the team I'll be playing on for the Olympics. We're meeting in Rockland for our first, I think, 3 games before we kind of tour the East Coast and barnstorm a little bit before we go to Tokyo. So it's easier for me to be here and drive right up the street and get ready.
When was the last time you played a game? Was it 2018?
I don't remember. No, I'm just joking. 2019. Probably sometime in August in 2019. Then I had neck surgery, season-ending neck surgery, and that was it.
All right, so what do you think tonight will be like? Just, first game in a couple of years and, facing live pitching. How excited are you to get back out there?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get back on the field, see some live pitching, get on the defensive side probably most importantly, and just feel the speed of the game again. But yeah, I'm excited for it. No nerves yet. Hopefully I'll get a little anxiety and some butterflies, and get the juices flowing a little bit for that first at bat.
It's a little different than what you've been used to playing minor league baseball, but you're excited to be playing some minor league ball?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, this is probably the easiest way to catch up with the speed of the game and get prepared for the Olympics. To sign a contract with an affiliated team is probably not a great idea. There's a little more leniency here with this league and being able to sign on and play at a high level. So it works out perfectly, and I'm excited about it.
So you played for USA in the tournament. Why Israel, and what does it mean to be playing for Team Israel?
Yeah, it's a good question. I played in the WBC for Team USA in 2017. And then when I retired, I got a call from Peter Kurtz, the general manager for Team Israel, and asked me if I wanted to play in the Olympics. And at the time, USA hadn't qualified yet. And, it was a pretty easy answer for me at that time. I didn't realize what kind of journey it was going to put me on with, asking my dad, the Jewish side of my family, where his parents were buried and what graveyard and where he got bar mitzvah and all those sorts of questions. Talk to a rabbi in Dallas where I live now. Make the trip to Israel to become a citizen and just a lot of experiences that I never would have had, if I didn't make that commitment. And at the time when I made the commitment, I really didn't realize that's what was going to happen. But the journey's been awesome and kind of digging into the heritage of my dad's side of the family, and it's really been a treat up to this point.
What's been the most profound thing when you went to get your citizenship and when you were in Israel? What's the thing that stood out to you the most?
I mean, that's the tough question. Me and my wife were there for about a week, and we saw so many things. We were up at 6:30 in the morning, all over the country, whether it was Tel Aviv or Jerusalem, but really just getting on the field at the Baptist village where the academy's at, and getting on the field and playing baseball with those kids and seeing what they have at their disposal with the field. They need improvements. They have talent. They got kids that are interested in baseball, and just running them through some drills, talking baseball to them. That was probably the most exciting for me, just because that's what I know. I know baseball, and I love to talk about it. And it was just nice to see the faces and kids that love the sport. And hopefully we can have a good showing in the Olympics and bring more awareness to baseball in Israel and get people excited for it and get kids outside playing the sport, and that's kind of the goal.
And lastly, the connection. You mentioned talking to your dad. I mean, I don't know how much of you knew about it growing up, but as an adult, is there a deeper connection now after you've made the trip?
Absolutely. It's hard not to have a deeper connection when you make that trip. And you start digging into, the history of your family, where they came from, what they went through, and then obviously asking my dad some tough questions. And, it's just eye-opening, really. My family never really talked about it before that point. I never knew where my dad was bar mitzvahed before then. I never knew, where my grandparents were buried. I never knew where they came from or where their parents came from. So, yeah, it's been an awesome journey, and it definitely makes you more proud to represent that side of your family and that heritage.
So, Ian, you said obviously you are preparing for the Olympics, and that's why you're here with the Ducks for the next 2 series or so. But, I mean, you've had so much experience in the MLB, and we have a couple Ducks here that are in their second, third years playing in pro baseball. So what do you think for your time here at the Ducks your mentorship can do for those guys here on the Ducks?
I mean, I'm trying to get prepared, and hopefully they can pick something up. It's a short period of time. You know, they ask questions, we'll have conversations. I'm an open book. I mean, I love talking about baseball, and it's a passion of mine, and you know that'll never go away. So you know, hopefully that it sparks some conversations while I'm here, and we can talk some baseball.
And lastly, a lot of people would probably say, looking at your career, that that's already an outstanding achievement to have, and you are setting the bar higher, and you're preparing to go to the Olympics and compete as an Olympic athlete. So you know, what would you say to people who say, oh, your time in the MLB, that's already a big enough achievement?
Thank you. I'm glad you respect my career. You know, this is just an opportunity that came about at a weird time, or actually an opportune time. And it opened up my eyes to some of my history, but also just to be able to participate in the Olympics. I think that's every athlete's dream. And you know, if you have that opportunity, it's hard to let it, you know, slip by. So I'm excited about it. I know our team's super excited about it, and hopefully we can make some noise while we're there.
Any other connections to other current Ducks in the past?
Yeah, I played with Steve Lombardozzi in Detroit. I played with Josh Fields in Detroit. I faced Tompkin a couple times, probably 4 or 5 times. It was never fun. I think he hit me one time. No, but there's a couple guys that I played against or with, so it's been good to see them.
And what about just the thrill to play for Wally?
Yeah, I played with Wally's son actually in the Rangers organization. So to be able to meet him is really nice, and I hear nothing but great things about his managerial ability. So to be here for the week or so and watch how he works is going to be fun.
Any reservations with travel, given COVID and everything that's going on in the world?
Yeah, a little bit. I think Tokyo and Japan, they're having a tough time, and it's going to be tough when we're over there. We all have our protocols and our whole playbook, the Olympic playbook, and how to stay safe. And I think a mass number of the athletes are going to be vaccinated, so hopefully there's no problems. And I know a lot of athletes are looking forward to getting over there, but outside of that, I mean, I'm vaccinated, and try to wear a mask when appropriate, and just try to be as safe as possible, really.
How big of an Olympic fan were you prior to this, and what a thrill must it be to be doing the Olympics, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think summertime, school's out, the Olympics are on every 4 years. There's a lot of excitement around it. You watch gymnastics, which you never watched before. But you're locked in. You're glued to the TV. Soccer, ping pong, basketball, all the different sports that, track and field. Watching these athletes perform at such a high level, and just the amount of excitement there is towards a track and field event is incredible. So you're just constantly glued to the TV when the Olympics on, and hopefully Team Israel can make some noise.
Do you think a gold medal for Team Israel would do for baseball in Israel what the 1980 USA Olympic hockey team did for hockey here in the States?
Yeah, I could see something like that happening. It would be worldwide news for sure, and I think that's the goal for this team. Is like I've been saying, is just make some noise, show what we're capable of, and bring some awareness to the sport of baseball for the country of Israel, and give the kids another option to get outside and play and enjoy another sport. And that's really why I'm doing it, is just try to bring awareness to baseball in that country, and hopefully medaling would be huge, and that's the goal.
Thank you, Ian.